Okay, so please make sure that the camera is turned on. And again, good coming on time. That's very important. So I'm going to start off by sharing my screen. So what are we going to focus on today? I also will be sharing the system audio. The reason I'm sharing my system audio is because there are very important notes that I want you guys to take note of today during the lesson. Please let me know if at any point in time you can't hear me very well, or if I break off, or if you want me to repeat something, just let me know. Can everyone still hear me okay? And is my screen showing okay as well? Okay. Yeah, all good?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, so today's lesson is focusing on health. And remember, as I said, we kind of rotated this whole session just so that we can benefit all of you. Now, I've also been going through some of your profiles on LinkedIn to kind of learn a little bit more about you, what you do, what your interests are. For example, I learned Marvelous is into shoemaking. You like learning more about shoemaking as a side skill, which I think is very unique. That's also something that I was captivated by. I looked at your profile as well, John, learned about your business, and Joy, looking at your profile starting off, and Sule, who is not feeling well and asked for a leave of absence today with us as well, cryptocurrency and all that. So I kind of wanted to understand you more as a student and more as how this can help you transition into the professional life, where you can actually use this to benefit yourselves and improve yourselves professionally, and as I always say, financially as well, whether it's a business or whatnot. So today we're focusing on health. Now, we are supposed to create something for this health partner, but there's something new that we're going to be doing for this type of content. Now, before I go into revising what we did last class just a little bit, this content this time would be teaching you how to get something created in language. So sometimes you want to reach a global audience and you need to be able to speak language, right? When you're speaking to someone in their language, they feel more connected to you than when you're just speaking English. Or when you at least create a content that you mix both English and language, it is more appreciated and more received well than when you just create something in English and you're sharing it. So recently, I'll give you an example. We have a collaboration in place with Teach for Nigeria, right? For public schools in Nigeria in Oyo State. And I believe Oyo State or some state like that, but I know that the state is a Yoruba-based state. So the students in the public school more communicate with Yoruba at home. So they obviously know English and they obviously have to communicate with English. But some of the content that we've created, even though it's all in English, some of those teachers there have mentioned the need to maybe for future have content that will be created a little bit with, again, incorporating Yoruba. So that just gives it more emphasis to what they're learning. And like I said, not just in that instance, for many of our clients, they like to have language. It's really a market that people don't know about. You can make a lot of money if you know how to create content in language. Think about Vietnam, think about Thailand, think about so many other countries where English is not prominent, even in Nigeria in accent. For example, my dad is from Delta State, so Igbo, and partly Calabar as well. So that type of thing, you get the idea. So there's untapped market, and there's many things that you can do to make money in this aspect of content creation. So today we're going to be focusing on how we can get language in place. Gemini can speak pretty much any language, any dialect, if you know how to be able to create the content for it. And if you are, of course, someone who already knows the language, then you can verify. And of course, there's online sources to verify. So we're creating this thing for this company. Let me zoom in so that you guys understand what we're doing today so we can get started. So there is a company called Lumina Health, okay? Lumina Health, and it's a global leader in biodigital nursing. They specialize in merging regenerative medicine with holographic patient interfaces. So I'm sure you guys know this terminology, especially for someone I know Joy is in that lab science kind of thing. So maybe you've come across this terminology and you guys all have seen generative medicine, taking cells from body cells and building tissues, regenerating for people who have like severe burns or illnesses. And this is actually something happening in many very high institutions for health where they get holographic patients, right? So this company They want you to help them create a recruitment ad to be able to recruit specialized nurses because they don't have specialized nurses. So as a content creator, you always have to know what the problem is, or at least what you're trying to address or who you're trying to address. So they don't have specialized nurses. They need 15 seconds of a vertical hook for social media, so they don't want something too long that doesn't feel like a boring recruitment ad, but rather a high budget science fiction film. Now, there's something I also want to tell you from experience. Recently, there has been a lot of things coming out about consumers not appreciating where everything is AI. I think you guys may relate to this, right? And this is something we're going to do in our content today. So when you're creating content, try to put a human touch in there. Okay, human touch is very important. Whether you come up there or if you're feeling that you're a person that is not maybe going to be well received, whatever the case, you don't want to put yourself in there, you don't want to represent yourself, then try to say how you can connect it to human touch. Maybe a story from your life or from someone's life that you know that is real life. Something should be human touch if you really want to get people to look at what you're doing. If you put all AI, then you're probably going to be getting less amount of people. And I'm going to show you a video today that I want you guys to watch real quick. Let me show you something from a very famous marketer in United States and in the world. He's called Neil Patel. Maybe you guys know about him already. I'm not sure, but I think everybody in marketing knows Neil Patel. So I'm going to show you a video about him, and what he's talking about is a very short video. He's talking about marketing in terms of human and AI, okay? And it's really important that you hear this so that you understand when you're creating content, and that's what we're doing today. We're going to be focusing a lot on human and AI. So I'm going to play it real quick, and then we'll come back again and speak. So this is like, I might play just for like 10, 15 seconds of the video. So let me know if you can hear the video properly because I'm sharing with audio.
AI generated ads versus human generated ads. Which one?
Do you guys hear the video okay before I continue? Yeah? Okay. All right, great. All right, I'm gonna play it now.
Converts better. We ran ads on Facebook for 28 different businesses for this experiment. For all 28 businesses, we had multiple ad sets. We spent $7,049,204.24 over 30 days. For the creatives, we used both humans and AI. We were able to produce 1,709 variations by humans. And with AI, we had 4,041 variations. The end result, human-generated creatives outperformed AI-generated creatives 68.3% of the time. And the conversion rate from human-generated ads was also higher. We didn't stop there. We took the winning variations created by humans and had AI create multiple variations of them. With the new campaigns, we took the winning human version versus the modified AI variations. And we found that AI won 75.7% of the time. There was a small lift in conversions as well. A human may be more creative, at least for now, but if you have AI assistance, you will see your performance go up.
All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Actually, I played it for the whole thing. So you guys see the importance of what Neil is talking about. And also, we recently shared this among our staff, and I think I'm going to share it with you guys. This is very important. This is an actual report that has been done recently by a group of top marketers, and it's about consumers and how they perceive content. So it's something we've shared with our staff, and I'll share it with you guys probably later in the week. It's really important you go through it because it gives you a lot of information of how consumers in real life, how they see content and what actually they're looking for. Because if you know what they're looking for, then you can create the winning content for your business or for any business and make money from it. So I'll be sharing this later on with you guys because this is a very limited edition that you would not find online. So let's get back to our work and let's start working on this. So we need a human touch in here. Okay, so we're not going to focus completely on science fiction. All right, we're going to have to get something human touch somehow. So if you have no idea of how you can create a recruitment ad for nurses to make them, if you were a nurse, what would you be wanting to see in a recruitment ad that can actually make you want to work for this company? So that's one thing. Another thing I'll be teaching you guys, which I'm going to skip through today, is how to create music, audio, soundtrack. So soundtrack, actually, let me go here. It's right here. It's a very important aspect of your content. We are not going to be using Lyria for this because Lyria is actually a paid feature. Okay, so it's a paid feature, and I think it is. I'm not sure if Google has changed their policy about it, because they have changed policy for vids, but Lyria is paid, but we have another option, and a very good option that is free for you to use, and that's on Gemini Create Music. So we're gonna be doing that for your content. Now let's get started on this. I'll share this document with you guys so we can start working on the scenes. Again, we will start the scenes, and I'll talk a little bit about some of the things that I've observed while looking at your submitted work from all of you guys, and what I think you should work on a lot. And I'll show you a little bit about what the version should eventually kind of look like. All right, so here is the link. Please click on this link. It's on the chat. I am going to pin it, and you guys can have it there. Just click on it so you can access the document that we're going to be working on. Please don't type anything on the document, as you can make a copy for yourself if you want to put some notes, but as of now, don't type anything. Okay, so what do we do? I want everyone to open up Gemini as usual. Let's go into Gemini again. Why don't we do some research a little bit before we start creating the content? Now, if you go onto Gemini and you go onto create video, you guys will see that in create video, there's different type of genres of videos, right? So you can see that here. There is civilization, metallic, memo, and I did tell you guys last time to really explore these genres, because it's very important that you create videos accordingly. Now, there's also something called the VFX marketing video. I'm sure you guys have come across VFX before, and it is a commercial type of video that basically uses digital visual effects and computer generated imagery, which is CGI, to enhance and create imagery that you cannot capture in real life. Do you know what that means? Well, let me show you. For example, look at this jewelry VFX marketing video that was done in Dubai. Look at this. See how it looks. Watch it. You see that? So that's what we talk when we say VFX. So these type of really important things that you would pinpoint to when you're creating videos is very important, because then it depends on what kind of edge you're going for and something people are not used to seeing. If you go on YouTube, look for VFX marketing videos and get some ideas about that, because those are money-making videos as well. And they really, really work if you're a very creative person. If you have that kind of a unique feature, like you are into making shoes, designs, and stuff like that, I feel like this would really help, and anything else in general. Of course, you guys know CGI. So CGI is the 3D digital technology. I'm hoping I'm going to start doing with you guys CGI in our 4th lesson, because the next lesson, you're not going to have it with me. But in the 4th lesson, we'll do something that relates to CGI. That is 3D digital, just like you see Avatar, just like what you see in all these high quality Hollywood blockbusters that, you know, were possible before with a lot of money, but now you can do this with AI. So CGI is something we're going to be looking at, but you've seen how VFX works. Now it works with imagination. Now let's go back to Gemini. Let's start off with a little research. We'll start off again by saying create. Okay, create. Again, create a viral. You've got to be using this word very often. And then this is the part where you say VFX type, you know, CGI type. This is where you use those type of keywords. But I'm not doing VFX right now, because we're trying to just create a nice, simple recruitment ad for nurses, which has to do with modern technology in health. 2030 is our vision. I forgot to tell you guys to pay attention to this part at the end of this document that I shared with you guys. I hope everyone's joined this document, by the way. I can only see one person. Please click on the link on the chat. Very importantly, guys, here we can see that it says that viewers, they don't want to be sold a job. This is what you should pay attention to. These people that you're going to create this video for, they don't want to be sold a job. They want to be sold a feeling. They want to feel this whole new technology that they're going to be working with as nurses, right? So you need to use this technology to make it look soft, human touch, look powerful, and just makes them feel like they can actually touch the hologram. So if you're thinking what the hologram is, we've talked about the holographic patient interfaces that they're going to be dealing with when they're doing this regenerative constructive medicine treatment. So let's get back into here. So create a viral, right? Scenario. You can say storytelling. People love storytelling. I don't know if you're part, everybody loves a story, a good story, right? Storytelling. Even the Nigerian films, if you watch them, they're always storytelling. Something's always happening from somewhere. So storytelling is very, very powerful. So what you can do also is emotional, okay? Emotional. People are like something that's emotional. Those first 3 seconds, that's the hook. You have to capture them into it and keep them going. So emotional storytelling. So you're probably going to be saying create a viral scenario that for, let's continue with for. So you can say for, and then you can go back here and say, what is it going to be based on? And it's based on this health, clinic. So what you can do is you could just copy what you have here, right? Just copy the whole thing, and then just paste it. You can say for a health company, a recruitment ad. This is also very important. So a viral scenario for a recruitment, you could do this first. Advertising ad for a health company that is looking to recruit. You need to understand what they want first. They're looking to recruit specialized, okay, this is important, specialized nurses. I hope you guys are typing this at the same time. If you need me to go back in anything, just, let me know. And also feel free to sort of like add your own stuff in there, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Does anybody have, yes, go ahead, John. Do you have a
Yeah,
question?
it's a little bit difficult to type and watch at the same time. Probably we'll get the prompt to try after class or something. But doing it at the same time is a little bit difficult. So
Is it difficult for you? Are you using a phone device or what? A mobile device? Only one device you're using?
yes, I'm only using a device currently.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then you just follow then what we're doing, and then you can try it out later on. If you're using two devices, then yeah, or if you're capable of using two devices, then go ahead. Guys, one thing I do want to say is even though I understand the situation of having one device, I would say if you really want to go into content creation, you really need to have a computer device, okay? Computer works the best with content creation, whether it's a very simple laptop or not, but it will really help you to get your work going. And once you start improving and making money from what you're doing, you need to improve yourself in your business, okay? So you shouldn't be amongst those type of people that are keeping the money and never improving themselves. You're not going to go anywhere with that. So make sure you try to take your job to the seriousness that you should. So in any case, if you don't have a two device, go ahead and watch what I'm doing, but just make sure you are syncing in everything. Even though this session is recorded, sync it. Don't copy what I'm doing as well. I really advise you should use your own creativity and intuition. Just understand the strategy behind it. So you see what I'm doing is I'm saying create a viral scenario for a recruitment ad for a health company that is looking to recruit specialized nurses, right? Specialized nurses. What are they going to do? They are going to be using this special merging regenerative health medicine with holographic patient interfaces. So they need to be specialized. I'll just give more information about this, okay? The name of the company, copy this part, go back here and say, put this down and say, make sure the main, should I say the main theme of this video should be, or you could say the main objective. I would rather change this from theme to objective. Theme is if you have some sort of theme in mind. Maybe this is more for a specific type of audience, South American, African, Asian, then maybe you go for theme. I'm just going to say the main objective should be to captivate a job candidate or nurse watching this video content immediately. Okay. So it should captivate them immediately in the first few seconds. Okay. In the first few seconds. So these are things for you to add, of course. Perhaps emotional, involving some emotional scenes or involving emotional scenes that make sense to the company's, you can say the company's motto, which motto means like, what is the company about? Or you can say motives, right? Because you're going to talk about that. So that makes sense to the company's motive. Also say this, and this is what we just saw from Neil Patel, right? Say this. This short film or short video, if you want to say that, should have both human, natural touch, and AI, okay? He said you can make both. It's not like it's a crime to do AI. It's not a crime, that's why we have AI. It's an assistive tool. You have to use your creativity. Whatever you give the AI is what it gives you back. Okay, if somebody comes and tells you that the AI is being cold and this and that, that's because you're not giving it enough information. You're the one creative, you're the one supposed to give it the story narrative. And all it does is help you to give you a more visualized or visualistic approach of how you can do it. Things maybe you didn't think about that you can connect with what you already have in your thought. Now it tells you that you can actually do it, right? You can bring it into life with a human touch. So you need to be creative in this sense. So this is what I'm saying. So this shorts video should have both human, natural touch, and AI or artificial intelligence. Now you can say the company, and then you can paste what I copied from before. Remember, this is what I copied. I just pasted it. So the company is, you can say Lumina Health. Just make sure you pay attention to what you're writing here. And it is, and you can just pretty much fix the whole, vocabulary, spelling. So, and it is a global leader in biodigital nursing. They specialize in merging regenerative medicine with holographic patient interfaces. Go back again here. So they're facing a shortage of specialized nurses. It's important to say how long this short film should be, and try to avoid a high science fiction. We don't want science fiction, but we just don't want it to look boring, right? You can say that it shouldn't be a boring ad. It should be something that's interesting. So this part is what I'm going to copy. So I'm going to do this for the Gemini. I'm going to say, take this into note when creating the scenario. You see how long we spend just to write the prompt, right? So when creating the scenario, what should it take into note? Take this into note. I just pasted it. So you can say, take out this, they ask, you don't need that part. You're saying they are facing a shortage of specialized nurses. They need da. Now that this ad shouldn't be a boring ad. It should be more of a human feeling, something of that sort. So you can add that if you want. I'm going to skip that for now. Go back here. Now read anything else that you think is important. So make the viewer feel the texture of the future, sterile, advanced, yet deeply passionate. This is good. This is good to add, definitely. And make sure you emphasize on the human touch. Again, human touch. Okay, so this should also be something you paste. So make the viewer feel the texture of the future, sterile, that is sterile, that's what they're trying to say, advanced yet deeply compassionate with human touch. That's it. Now go back and see if there's anything else that can help you for this scenario. Is there anything else? I'm going to skip the motion synthesis. This is just for you guys to understand how to create the video. So I'm skipping that. The holographics part, I'm also going to skip that because it's talking more about what are the type of things in the video that you can make look like a hologram, but we can do this with scenarios. So I'm skipping that. The music part, or I wouldn't say music, but soundtrack, that is a very important part. So I will use that, but not now. Okay, I would use that, but not now. Now let's get back and finish this prompt. We're done with the prompt, but one more very important thing that I'll do is this. This is what I taught you last time. So this is from last class. You're going to say, make sure the scenario for this short video, or you can say for this viral, to repeat it in the memory of the AI, for this viral shorts video should be, and I'm going to copy this just in case I lose this prompt. You never know what can happen. Let me copy this and put it here, just in case something happens and it disappears. I'm going to put it in here for you guys to also have. Let's call this one, let's draw a line over here. Today's class would start from here. Prompt number 1. So paste like that. Okay, it's big text, yeah, because I made the text title big. I can reduce the size a little bit to 16 or maybe 14. So this is the prompt that I'm typing right now. So then I'll finish it off and I'll update the prompt. So I said, make sure the scenario for this video, this shorts video, I hope everyone's looking at it. Make sure it should be containing, what should it contain? Make sure it contains visuals, okay, settings. What else, guys? What did we learn last time? Character profiles, right? We did talk about this before, remember? Action. What else? Voiceover. And also voiceover, be careful and always insist short description. Always write this in the parentheses. Short description of tone and accent. It's important. If you were going to do something for Nigerian company that wants it to have a Nigerian feel in there, or for another country, Morocco, whatnot, you want to sort of have the person or the characters that are featured in this ad should be Nigerian, should be Moroccan, depending on what kind of thing. So you don't want them to have this artificial, even though they could speak with an American accent, that's fine. But maybe you want that natural Nigerian accent or natural Moroccan accent. So it's really important to tell the AI to consider the tone and the accent, because that would help bring this even more to feel realistic. It doesn't feel unreal. It feels real, like you're listening to someone and this is like an ad happening. So tone and accent is important. Another thing you want to specify is the, let's not say soundtrack, because we're going to do the soundtrack. Let's leave that out for now. No soundtrack. You're going to go for text overlays. This is very important. I always tell students, this is very important. Do not overlook text overlays, because when you put text overlay, you emphasize what the scene is about. You give them more information in a short, nice, fun way. So you can say including, or you can say include short descriptions of how to display the text overlay in a fun and captivating, you could say fun, natural way, something like that, natural way. Okay, so like this. Now close parentheses. The last thing you're gonna do is we need natural transition. I think I said this before, natural transition. And one thing I saw in your videos, for those of you who submitted your first lesson, you do have repetition going on there. You shouldn't do that. You have to go back and you have to look at what you're doing. When you create content, go back and play it again. Does it make sense? Are you repeating a sentence more than once? Are you repeating a scene more than once? Your scene needs to be visually captivating, whether you make it 3D or not. So repetition should be avoided. That's something I saw with you guys, some of you guys, not paying attention to that. And also including rubbish text. I think we talked about this in day one. Don't include rubbish text in your ad, in your video content. It already just brings the value of your video. It just brings the value because the person knows that, oh, this person's done it with AI already. So they just ignore. You have to make sure that you don't put too much text, and the text you put in there, control it. Make sure it is accurate as it should be. So this is something that I would advise you to do. That's something that I saw some of you are not doing. And that's fine. That's lesson 1, but you need to improve from lesson 1 to lesson 2. So now you're going to do the last part, natural transition. And this is where we start to make the scenarios. Now, natural transition, which means what? How to move from one scene to the next to make sense. So write it in parentheses, moving from one scene to the next to make sense. Okay. Finally, if you guys want to really make this easy for you, you know what you do? Tell Gemini to create for you scenes that can generate 8-second video clips. So you avoid wasting your AI credits, and at the same time, you focus more on the scene. So you should also say this, okay? Say, make sure, again, add this, make sure each scene can generate, so this is something we didn't do last time, so can generate 8-second video clips when put into Gemini Veo 3.1. Okay, so I hope everyone's seen this. Now that's it. Once you're done, I'm going to update the prompt. Please look at the prompt. Even if you're not typing this in, go look at the prompt, see what I've done there, and just understand what's going on. So I'm going to delete what I wrote from before, paste this one now. There is the prompt. It is complete. So have a look at it and see everything is okay. Now we're going to send it to Gemini. Send. Now, remember that I said when you're sending, make sure you're on thinking. I think everyone should remember this. Make sure it is thinking, because if you go fast, then it will just rush you into a sort of a scene. So thinking will take a little bit of time. Okay, here is what it gave me. So it's talking about vertical pulse of tomorrow. Okay, look at what I got. Pulse of tomorrow. It's talking about oh, one thing. Give me a minute. It's giving me I'll tell you why this is happening, by the way. This is actually good it's happening. Okay, it started telling me about Pulse of Tomorrow. Did you guys notice that? But then it went into video generation. You know why it's doing that? Because I said 8-second video clips. The AI is taking the last thing and thinking that you wanted to make a video. And that's not the case. We don't want it to make a video, we want text. So this is what you do. Stop it if it's making a video and come back here and say, do not make a video. That's all. Do not make a video, only text-based. Only text based on the information. And you know that you notice I'm putting this in capitalized because I'm putting emphasis. Only on based on the information above. That's it. So do this again, update it again, send it again, and wait for the Gemini to refresh its memory. So this happens, if it happens that for whatever reason, it's giving you what it was giving me just now, then, like I said, go back and tell it not to do that. So look at what I got here. I got this Pulse of Tomorrow, same thing again. It's talking about the character is going to be called Nurse Maya, okay? And she's in her mid-30s wearing a Lumina tech fabric. I'm gonna skip all this stuff for now. That's just the character profile. The first scene, you notice, what is it saying? 00 to 08. Do you notice that? So it's giving me the timing now. So this means that this scene, if I copy it exactly and I put it inside or just paste it on Google Flow, then I'm going to get an 8-second perfect scene with everything that is saying here. So everything is now broken down to 8 seconds. Do you notice it? 8 seconds, 8 seconds, 8 seconds for all of it. So, and anyway, this last one you notice is just a 15 because we are doing a 15-second sort of commercial. Now here we can see that it says that a dark sterile laboratory that feels like blah, 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 and da, da, da. So it's explaining this and what the scenario is going to look like. Now I want to show you something else. Stick to this, stick here and look at something. I'm going to copy the exact same thing I did. I'm going to go to another account, another Google account, okay, another one. I'll go open Gemini, same Gemini, go there, paste it again. This time I'll take out this part of saying I want 8-second scenes. Let's remove that for now. I want you to do a comparison. Do comparisons. Now make sure you're on thinking, send it again. Now compare the scene, even though I didn't give you guys time to look at it, I'll go back and I'll give you time for a few minutes because I think it's important. This is the first scene I got, right? For me, I already know the scene is not something I'm very happy with. So the reason why I'm going into a second scene right here, this one, the reason why I came back here. So I came here because I want to see something else. I want to see how it's going to create me a scenario. And I noticed also something that it's giving me table form and I don't want it to be tabular form. So what you can do is just refine the prompt and say, not make it a tabular prompt. So I'll say, do not include the scenes in a tabular format. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just doing this because I particularly don't like tabular formats, but it's the exact same thing. So go compare the two things and I'll tell you what you can do with the comparison. So now I got, again, Pulse of Tomorrow. I got the scenes and I got the character profile, the visuals, everything, and what I'm going to do in the first scene, the second scene, and so on and so forth. So you're ready to start creating your, scenario, like your videos. Now, if you're confused and you don't understand what this is all, because this just looks like a lot of information and a lot of visuals and broken down stuff, and you're not really happy with the way it is, then you can just ask Gemini one more time and copy what you have here, where you said it should have visuals like this. Copy this last part is what I'm talking about, okay? The last part here, copy it and paste it here. If you don't like that so much information like this, because it's really hard to make it into a video. So just copy paste and say, make sure that the scenario above, and you have to do a reference, should be containing, okay, or should be broken down. You can also use the word. And I'm just telling you because this is many type of situations you can come across. So it should be broken down into visuals, settings, character profiles, blah, 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 blah. Same thing. Okay, and do not include scenes in tabular format if you don't want table. Now send it again. So you send it again, you have to send it again. If you want to get the perfect scene, the perfect scenario, you got to keep sending this again until you get what you want. So in this case, it's giving me scenes, visuals, character profiles, voiceovers, text overlays. It's fine. I still understand it from me. So I think you can use it in this way. Now I'm going to go back to my first scene. So this is one example. I'll put this for you guys later on. This is a second prompt, remember? Same prompt, but just a different type of way of how to do this. And then you go to the first one here. So what is the first prompt about? This is saying that we have to get all of this stuff in here. I'm going to give you guys this prompt and I'm going to ask you a question. So let me copy this whole thing. First prompt, first result, not second result. So I'll copy this exact thing and I'll put it for you guys in the document. This is going to be result from first prompt try here. See, all there. Look at it and have a look. Maybe take, let's give you 3 minutes. Have a look and see what do you come across when you look at this scene 1. What do you understand? Scene 2, what do you understand? Remember, we're trying to create a recruitment ad. Also take note of the production notes because that's also very important. So if you guys have the time to just look through this, I will also put it on my screen so you guys can look at it on my screen if in case your device is not letting you do so. This is scene 1. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit, maybe. Give me one moment. Let me zoom out here. Perhaps this is better. Scene 1. Let's highlight. Or maybe not. Maybe not highlight. Some of you might not like the highlighting. Just scene 1 here. So if you're wondering why the scenes are shorter from last class we kind of broke it down because it was like separate, like single, because here we said we wanted 8 seconds. If you want it to be, because it says 15 seconds divided by 3, so that means you're going to have 5 scenes. Use math here, do math if you're that kind of a person, and you don't want it to be like this, you want it to be more broken down. You can tell it break down the scenes above into to generate 5-second clips, 5-second clips or 3-second clips, depending, because if it's 3 second, you're going to have 5 scenes, which is good because that would give you more specification. So I'll show you what that means, but do you guys, have you seen this? Have you read this scenario? Visual settings. Yeah, take your time. John, Marvelous, Joy. Hopefully you guys can follow. If there's any questions, remember to let me know. This is scene number 1. I'm going to do something to it, okay? But I want you to read it first. This is from the first result that I got when I sent the prompt. Have you guys ever looked at a matrix for YouTube? If you guys have seen a YouTube channel, did you realize that most of the time, if you want to start a YouTube channel to show what you're doing, whatever you're doing, your business or something like that, because the YouTube is a very good way to get you people, to get you awareness, especially when you're starting off. YouTube and LinkedIn, this is my advice to you. If you want to start a business and you want to get customers, go into YouTube and LinkedIn and start to offer your services for free, okay? For free. In the beginning, it's for free. You offer your services for free. Tell a company that you can create them a content, or if it's something related to what you like to do, offer them that content creation. And why I'm bringing this to you guys is because if you look, and I'm going to show you guys something. I'll go into our analytics for Nazli Tech School YouTube and I'll show you something there. Just go through this like for 1 more minute or 2. Do you notice that there's a prompt in here? This is giving you a prompt idea. It's telling you how to generate like the first this scene in particular. It says have an extreme close-up. The nurse's hand with the realistic skin textures touching a glowing blue holographic human heart. The hologram ripples like a liquid upon contact, shifting to a warm orange glow. And then it's moving on to explain blah, blah, blah. So it's actually giving you, it's actually telling you how you should start this at the beginning. So again, it's a good idea because it's giving you a prompt. You can try that out and see how that looks like in a video. And if you like it, go with it. If not, you can do your own stuff using what you already have here. Now, let me take you into what I want to talk about for the video before we make the video. I'm going to take you into our analytics, okay? Our channel. By the way, the video that we did last class, look at the video here, refined. This one, right? We did this video. I'm going to play it. Look at it, the final work.
True power. Never loud. It is refined. Aethelgard. The elegance of intelligence.
Okay, now I want to take you to something you're going to see surprising in the analytics. Okay, let's go into analytics. Now, YouTube is a very tough thing to crack, or should I say it has a very tough algorithm, okay? So I'm going to go down into this video particularly, which I hope I can see here. Let me switch. There it is, actually here. Now, look at the views have come down for a particular time, which would sprinkle back up very soon. But then look at the average percentage view, 410.6% up. What does that tell you? It means because the video is short, captivating, because from one scene to the next, you have people that are staying more to watch it, and it's being watched multiple times. If you look at, understand, and convert what analytics means. Now, there are specific periods when your video is going to shoot up in views. Okay, there are specific periods where your video goes more, like, shoots up for a specific time. You should be able to understand that with time. However, what I want to show you is that analytic view for like how many times you saw people, 410 times than usual, right? The usual will be maybe 100%, some people 70%. It depends on the duration and what it is, but 410 just indicates that people are watching this more and being hooked into it. And that's what you want to go for. Short, clear, simple, human touch. That's it. Now let's go into creating a video for this. Now, one thing I want to show you before we start making the video, this last part, this is what I wanted to show you here. Breakdown. It's the same first prompt, by the way. I'm not doing anything different. I'm on the same place. Break down the scenes above into, break down the scenes to generate, maybe not into, but to generate 8, maybe not 8, but should we go for 3 seconds? Because that will be very, very fast. We can go for 3 seconds or 5 seconds. I'll go for 5 seconds because by math, I'm supposed to have just 3 scenes, right? If this is something you want to do, to generate 5 seconds video clips. So showing, and then just say each scene should have, and then you pretty much just copy paste what you already had from before, so you don't repeat typing. So I'll go back and copy this part. This is what I mean here. Should have all this again, all this stuff, the one that we said. Now, again, be very careful and tell it don't create for you a video, okay? Because it's very good at creating videos. Do not create a video. Only text-based scenes. Okay, so that's very important so you don't waste time creating any video. And then send it again. And then if this is something you want to do, this is how you will do it. If you want to break it down further and make it easier for yourself. If you're thinking you're okay with what you've got, then go with what you've got. You see what I just did now? I broke it down. Do you remember what we did last class? This was kind of what we had. So I broke it down again. If it's doing this video thing, just stop the video and just send the command again and said, do not create video. Just repeat it again. Because sometimes it happens. So say only text-based. And you can say break down the scenes to generate text-based. Use that word. AI is not smart. You have to make it smart. Text, I'm talking about smart and common sense. That's what I mean. Text-based scenes. Okay, text-based. Just send it again one more time. I added this keyword here, text-based. and then wait for it to generate for you what it was just doing before it started making a video. Now, after this, we're going to go into creating the video, and then I think I'll start taking up any questions you have, of course, up until now, because this next thing is for you to start working on correcting yourself, and I'll talk about the text mistakes. Stop making mistakes with text. So you see now it's giving me back again what I want. This is perfect. This is what I want. No video, no nothing. Finally, I get the right thing. So you have to take your time to get the correct thing. And you see it's giving me all the way 5 second scenes. Look at the timing. Now it's 5 seconds, and it's 5 seconds, making a total of 15 seconds. So now let's create the picture. You know what we do, right? Create the whole thing, copy this whole thing. Now, if you want to be creative, I also want to tell you this. Oh, and by the way, I talked about language. You guys forgot about that. Do you remember we mentioned language? What you can do, language. Do you know what you can do now? For a language, you can say, add another command and say, okay, so you've generated for me these clips. I'm happy with the clips now. Now I need you to insert language. Now say this, make the scenes above to have both Spanish. Should we go for Spanish? You can do Yoruba, by the way. It works with any kind of language. But I'm just saying Yoruba, Spanish, Igbo, whatever. So I'm saying make the scenes above to have both Spanish and English voice over. Short voice over. Can you guys still hear me, by the way? I feel like I'm frozen a little bit. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So okay, guys. All right. So this is what I wanted. I forgot completely about language, so I want to go back in it. So you can say make the scenes above to make the scenes above, or you can even say, I'm going to rephrase this, make the voiceover in the scenes above to be spoken in both Spanish and English. That sounds better. So make the voiceovers per scene above, and don't change anything else. Be careful with that. Make this voiceovers for the scenes above or per scene above to be spoken in both Spanish and English with a natural tone and accent that is suitable for the voiceover and for the scene. And guys, please make sure to say, do not change anything else. Okay, because if you don't say this, it will go and modify your whole scene again. So do not change anything else and send it. Now let's see what it will do. So this is for language, okay? Language, guys. So now I have done a voiceover, okay? So look at what pay attention to the voiceover. Look at the script. Now the script is saying, in the future, we don't just read data. En el futuro, no solo leemos los datos, right? It's the exact same meaning, it's the same thing, it translates to the same thing, but it's like you're speaking to someone in English, then you're going into Spanish. So that's what you're going for. Now, if you're saying, oh, but why do we have all this stuff now? I'm a bit confused. Don't be confused. It's telling you what kind of tone and accent you should go for. If it's the English one, it should be neutral, mid-Atlantic. If you're still confused, then it's easy. Just copy this and tell it, give me a short description for just the tone and the accent for this voiceover, and it will solve your problem. Look at what it will do. Let me show you. So here you're going to say, give me a short description for the tone and accent for this voiceover, and then paste it. Paste everything about the voiceover. What did I do? I just copied this whole thing. That's all. Copy, paste. And then send it and see what it will give you, what the AI will give you. And it will give you a shorter, broken down version, okay? A broken down version of the voiceover, like what you're supposed to have in the voiceover. So if it's giving you a long thing like this again, because this is what it's giving me, just go back again and say very short, because then sometimes short means long for it. So very short. You can say a single sentence. Use those kind of things. You can go with a single sentence. Again, change it if you don't like this and say a single sentence. Give me a very short single sentence, single paragraph. Don't go for paragraph, go for sentence. That's it. And then we're going to start generating the image and now turning it into a video. So you see how we had to suffer to just do one correct commercial. If you don't take your time and you're rushing things, you're not going to get anything to be proper. So this is good now. This is exactly what we want. Look at what it says. A sophisticated, neutral, mid-Atlantic whisper that blends clinical precision with an intimate, high-tech curiosity. So now let's go make a picture. We're done. Copy the first part. And remember that you don't need voiceover, by the way, even though I'm copying everything. This is a picture. You don't need voiceover. Now you're going to start off. Remember what we do. Create a visual or create a picture. High quality. Viral picture with an aspect ratio of, if you're going for shorts, 9:16. And if you're going for a movie, then or a video, 16:9. Showing, that's all you're going to do. Showing, paste. Now paste, and what are we having here? So here we have the visuals. We need to keep that. Character profile, we definitely need to keep Maya. Just keep her what she's doing. The action, we need to keep that. Voiceover and tone, we don't need all of that. Just get rid of that whole thing. We don't need voiceover and tone. The text overlay is very important. Keep that there. The display of how the text overlay should be displayed, keep that there. Natural transition, get rid of that. You don't need that. So you don't need natural transition. This is all you need. Now switch it to image, and then you're done. Send it, and then wait. Then the last part is what? So far, guys, do you have any questions on anything so far while it's generating the image?
My question.
Go ahead, John.
Anita, do you think, is there a way, just asking actually, is there a fast way or more easier way to generate, to get a prompt? I know this, it's been a long time, long day trying to get a perfect prompt. Is there a better way or a faster way or a easier way to get it? Just asking.
Good question. No, you have to take your time. If you go for anything faster, yes. If you go for anything faster or what you want easier, you're not going to get the right content, the right prompt so that you can create something that's going to relate with your audience. So the time that you take is really important. It's just like you want to cook something, and sometimes they say fast food is delicious food, right? You cook something fast, you get something nice. But if you look at the top brands in the world, Chanel or Nestle or Coca-Cola, they don't rush to make their products. Sometimes it takes years, even movies. When you have a sequel, it takes 20 years to be able to produce a sequel for you. Why do you think so? Because they have to take the time to make sure they're giving you the right thing as an audience. So if you want to go fast, you're going to get your prompt. Fast means, John, you just copy everything that you have from here, basically. Copy all your stuff in here, and then just go and tell Gemini, give me a scenario to create this video. And that's it, to create a video for this. Then it will give you, of course, a scenario. And then you will be left with having to waste your credits because you have to copy that, paste it. You're not going to get a video with good text. You have to go back and refine it. So you need to take your time to make sure that you end up getting this type of scenes broken down, well done, read it properly, because you notice that I didn't read it with you guys, but I'm reading it as I'm talking to you guys. So read it well and make sure it makes sense to what you're trying to communicate. So the answer is no, you shouldn't rush. And if you want fast way, the only fast way is to copy, paste, and get random scenario with, of course, incorrect information or things that just don't relate. So the final picture, is that okay, John, by the way? Do you understand what I'm trying to get at? Like, I'm trying to tell you to take your time to get something done properly. Just like if you want to go to the top, you have to make sure that you make people always want to see John's content. Why? Because you take your time and you do it well. And you make sure it's done well to relate to what you want to promote. So do you guys see my final thing? Do you see what I got? What do you guys think about this picture? Look at, do you see how human-like this is more? Like, not all those, like, yeah, and then not like that robotic. If we left it at the beginning, I just want you guys to think with me. If we left it at the beginning and we just copied this and told it to generate it, based on all this information, we're going to be getting something science fiction. And people are tired of science fiction. They want natural. They want human. If you're not going to put yourself there or your face or someone else in your company, then you have to try to be as human connecting as possible, whether you connect with your own story or not. So guys, we have 5 minutes. Let me download this picture and then we'll go on to Google Flow. Now, again, please pay attention to this. This is very important now. I'm going to give you the link to this document. Please make sure when you're doing your classwork, do not put rubbish text. I'm saying this again one more time, and I'm going to show you how to avoid rubbish text. Do not generate pictures that has too much text. Okay, no. Just generate picture that is containing what is relevant in there. Okay, not too much text, not too much information, because then you can't control. So for example, do you see how much text I have here? Just this one. Nursing is evolving. Yeah, John, go ahead. Yes, you can read it. Nursing is
Evolving.
Exactly. Thanks, John. So there's no much text in here, guys. Now let's go to Google Flow so we can get this done. I already have my Google Flow opened up. I'm going to switch over to video. Now, if you guys want to try quality, it's taking a lot of credits. It's quality from its name, quality. That's for like big businesses when you grow. In the beginning, I would say you can go between light and fast. Before we used to do fast, but fast became expensive for whatever reason. Or when I say expensive, I say it's taking more credits. I'm going to refresh my flow, by the way, just one more time. So I'm going to go for light, okay? The first option. So let's go for light here. And then what happens, guys? I'm going to do not two versions, just one, and 19 to 16, 9 by 16. So what do you guys do? Remember what we do about this? We copy this and we make a video from it. So I'm going to go back into my Gmail. This is something I personally like to do. And I'll go onto vids. I'll go onto portrait. You don't have to do this. It's something I like to do. So I'm doing it. I'll go back into here and I'll go back into animate and I'll start off with this using the picture attached here. Create a viral high quality video clip. That's it. Showing. What are you showing? Paste everything you have. Go back to your scene. Go back to this scene. Remember to download this picture, download the photo, then go back to your first scene. Pay attention to everything in this scene. Pay attention. Copy the whole thing. You're going to make some changes. Don't worry. Copy everything for now. Go back to your vids. This is something I like to do. You can do this in Google Docs or whatnot. You can also do it in Flow, but I like going here first. Now, visuals, I'm going to keep the same. Visuals will be the same, no change. I will just say visuals as shown in the picture attached here. You guys notice that I'm having Spanish here. I hope you noticed that. This is now in Spanish and English. The language has changed, so pay attention to that. Maya, when it's talking about Maya, when it's talking about the person, keep the character the same. Now, when you guys are going to do your second lesson, the second assignment for this lesson, you are going to put a person. This is where we're going to challenge you. Make sure that the person is appearing the same for all scenes. Don't put Maya looking one way and looking another way, okay? She has to be the same Maya. Okay, so Joy and Marvelous, can you please check your camera? Your cameras are disappearing the whole time. I mean, your video, your camera, it goes on and off. So you can say the female character. Now, did I tell you guys from before? I said don't put pictures of children, right? Don't involve children in your video content because it wouldn't allow you. Yeah, so avoid children, avoid people who are famous. Even yourself, don't put a picture of yourself that you already have on LinkedIn. Sometimes it will tell you that we don't allow prominent people in here. So the female character in the picture attached here. Okay, so Maya's fingers. You see what I just did? I gave it a description of who Maya is. That's what you should do. Take out the character profile. You don't need to keep explaining who Maya is. Just get rid of that. You already have Maya in the picture. So get rid of all this stuff. Now keep the action. You notice that I have the action in here, right? Keep that. And you notice that I have the visuals and the settings, the visual settings and the action. Now the voiceover. Be careful here. The voiceover, remove this thing that says script. You don't need that. Take it out. Now, the type of voiceover, the accent is given to you here. Sophisticated, calm, whisper, neutral English, neutral Latin American. So you're going to do this. This is what I like to do. I'm taking only some things from you. Just use your common sense. Take this stuff in, sophisticated, calm. That's what I'm going to do. Like this. You can say male, sophisticated. I don't know if you want a male or a female. I'm just going to leave it for the AI to decide. And then I'm going to put a comma and I'm going to add that I want it to be a Latin American accent. Soft, professional Latin American. So I'm going to add this right here. Professional Latin American because that would be in English and so on. Accent, that's it. And then the last thing is here in this part, be careful here. If you do ... the AI gets confused sometimes and you end up having something where it's not spoken completely. So one trick that I do is I take out the ... even though the punctuation might be correct, like in English grammatically, it might be like that. Put a comma instead, okay? And make this lowercase, like that. You see what I just did? And then make sure you don't have any ... Avoid doing that and just put it like this. Perfect. Voiceover is good. So voiceover is ready right now. The last thing I want to do is I'm going to delete this stuff. Don't keep anything you don't need in here. Get rid of all this stuff. You don't need it anymore. Now, be careful. Text. This is where you guys make mistakes. Text. How do we make sure the text comes the same? Well, this is why I'm going to give you this text again. Copy this part. Copy what you see here up until here. Let me highlight it. And then as you copy this whole thing, go back to the to your vids or your Google Flow, wherever, and then go back to the action. Make sure you are in action. Please keep any audio down. You're not supposed to be playing anything during the lesson. I'm hearing some audio in the background. Can you keep that away and keep it down? Thank you very much. This is a lesson, guys. You can watch your stuff after this. If you're not ready for this, you shouldn't be here. So please keep your audio down. So now I'm going to put this in here. You notice that I've put up this text for the text overlay, right? Now I put it where? Pay attention to where I'm putting it, in action. I put it at the very end of when the action ended. Then I just copy and pasted that text that I highlighted for you guys in this document. Remember that when you're watching this video. So go back and finish off the last part. What are you going to put in the quotation marks? Put the text overlay. This. Nursing is evolving. That's all. Put that there, here. Close it with quotation marks. Now, make sure you also put the description of how the text should be written. It's important. Display. Important. How do you want the text to show in the video? Copy this description. Cut it out. Go back to the part where I just copy pasted, that little trick. Now, in front of where you see text overlay, open parentheses, paste the description in here. That's it. You're done. Now, go back, delete anything extra. You don't need all this stuff. Keep natural transition going, and that's all. It says that the natural transition, meaning that to move from this scene to the next scene, what is going to happen is that the camera is going to follow Maya's hand as it moves. So it's fine. Just leave it the way it is. Now I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to go into Google Flow. I'm not doing it in bits because I don't have credits right now. It's going to be reset at the end of the month. So I'm going to do it in Google Flow. You can do it there in vids and do it here and see which one you like the most, like we did last class. Now I'm going to upload my picture. And the picture is the one I downloaded. Remember, scene 1, upload it. Once it's done, send it for the video and you're done. And then you have to follow the same procedure for your second, your third scene, and so on. Make sure you read everything and you're writing it properly. Otherwise, you're going to get everything rubbish again. That doesn't make sense. So you want your audience to be captivated. So now let's just wait a little. Once the picture is uploaded, then check your video settings. Everything is good. Now send. So far, guys, are you able to follow okay? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes.
Marvelous says okay. Yes, go ahead, John. Joy, are you there with us? Your camera's gone off. Maybe you're
Yes.
resting. Okay. Joy, can you hear me? You with us or you're gone? Yeah, so probably she's gone. This is why, guys, we have re-emphasized that if you're coming for this lesson, you really need to be ready to learn, okay? You have to have that attitude that you want to learn and improve. Otherwise, you're not going to learn and improve. If you're coming with a different perspective, you're not going to improve and it's not going to help you. So I have the video ready. Are you ready to watch? Ready to see it? So let's play it. Let's see what happens. Listen to it.
In the future, we don't just read the data. En el futuro, no solo leemos los datos. In the future, we don't just read the data. En el futuro, no solo leemos los datos.
Now, I like the way she started, but the Spanish sounds a little bit off. Now, if you feel that the Spanish sounded a little bit off, go back again, and this is something you can do again to regenerate. So that's why sometimes you have to adjust it. She says, in the future, we don't just read the data. En el futuro, no solo leemos los datos, right? So whatever she was saying. It's fine the way it is, okay? It's fine the way it is. It sounds okay, but maybe you want her more contacts with the camera. So what you will do is where it says action, it says Maya's fingers touches the digital heart. The pixels, blah, 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 blah. You can say as she looks into the camera. So you can say as Maya, you can make a little adjustment yourself, okay? As Maya looks straight ahead into the camera, okay? As Maya looks straight ahead into the camera. And I'm gonna just do this, guys, and I'm gonna wrap up the lesson just with some questions because I think we've gone 5 minutes overboard. So she's looking straight ahead into the camera or into the lens of the viewer's camera. You gotta use a little, that's why I told you, you have to use a little bit of intuition from yourself. Into the lens of the viewer's camera, then you can say her finger touches. You see how I made the correction? So you want it to be more natural. And I said her finger will touch, where did I say it? Touches the digital heart, et cetera, et cetera. Now the text is fine. Like the way the voiceover is, you shouldn't change anything. It makes sense. This is what it should say. But just the way she should not look straight ahead, disconnected with the viewer. And then you just copy it and say, and then you send it again one more time. So I'm not going to do that now, but I'll do it for you. I'll ask the admin to do it for you guys so you can see the final thing. But you get the idea. This is kind of the little tricks you need to do to make your video proper. So in the end, you would have something that will be natural and nice. Do you guys have any questions? We're going to have to stop here for now, guys. The lesson recording will be available for you, of course. And also the documents will be available. Just make sure you submit your assignment on time. The third lesson is going to be with Miss Nuafor Modesta. She's going to be your third lesson teacher. And then the fourth one will be doing 3D CGI. So, and then of course, your assessments will be marked by next week. For your first assessment, you should make corrections. I will be talking to you about your portfolios. Did I show you guys the portfolio that you're going to have at the end? You will have a portfolio like this. You need to have one like this. This is from our best student from the first class cohort, okay? So you need to have a portfolio like this where you're going to showcase your work, just as you see here. And this is how we will be able to evaluate you and give you a certificate of completion and help you funnel you into remote jobs if we see you're competent enough, and maybe even get you on board with us in content creation as an intern. So this is what you will be doing. I'll talk about how you can create this portfolio. This is the most professional way you can go about it if you want to be able to be seen properly in a digital space. Do we have any questions, guys? Because we're going to wrap up now. Any questions at all? Yep. John and Marvelous.
Not really a question, Alicia. Thank you very much for being explicit.
Sure.
What I would say is that I will please beg for.
Yes, ma'am. I have a
Okay, I'll come to you right now, Marvelous.
question.
Yes, I'll come over to you, sure. Let John finishes and I'll come over to you. Yes, go ahead, John, I'm listening. And then I'll come over to Marvelous.
So I said I will get the document as earlier this time around because so that we can get more time to practice and do process to that. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. I'll tell them to do that on time for you guys. And then Marvelous, go ahead, your question. I'm listening to you. Marvelous. John, if you're
My
free to
question
go, by
is
the way, unless
why-
you want to stay and listen to what he has to say. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so my question, while you were teaching, you spoke about rubbish texts. I really do not understand what the rubbish text is
Text
all about.
is, yeah. Okay, so rubbish text means, I don't want to use someone here as an example because obviously you guys are learning, but text that is not written properly, spelled correctly, if that makes sense. I don't have anything on my computer device to show you that, or maybe I do. Maybe I do. I wouldn't say this is completely rubbish, but I mean, I wouldn't say the text is rubbish, but there are aspects of it I might show you. Let me see. Okay, so this is a very creative video that was done by one of our students who recently graduated from the first class cohort, okay? And he did a good job to get the idea of what we wanted, because we obviously hire our most talented students, we hire them for some projects. But what I mean by rubbish text, let me see if I can show you a little bit here. Maybe, oh, perfect, look at that. Brain in box, and then can you read that? Infinitivitiomi. Yeah, women in, yeah. Do you see what I mean by rubbish text? I'm going to play it. Infitiviomi, Malia Tony, right? Does this make sense to you? No, it doesn't make sense, because this is supposed to be brain box initiative. That's the correct name. This is supposed to be just code suja. This one is supposed to be women in tech. This one is supposed to be something else. So when I say rubbish text, I mean text not spelled correctly in your video. Avoid having that, because it brings the quality of your video entirely down. And it just shows that you're an amateur in creating content. That's it. That's how people will perceive you, and they will know that you used AI. That's another thing. Also, pay attention to abnormal kind of behavior. Sometimes if you look at AI, if you look at amateur videos, you'll see that somebody or something has like two hands or one eye, or something is weird about the video that doesn't look human. That's something you should also pay attention to avoid having. So that's what I was talking about. Does this make sense? Yeah?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, you're welcome, guys. We're going to end the lesson here. Joy, I think John, Marvelous, I don't want to keep you guys. Again, we'll try our best to get our lessons uploaded on time for you guys to work on it, hopefully by Monday maximum. And if you have any questions, you can send it on the WhatsApp group, or let Mrs. What's her name? Mrs. Comfort get back to us. Take care and have a great night. Joy, if you have any questions, you can stay behind. And if not, see you guys on lesson 3. Oh, before we go, just one more thing. You guys are going to have the special guest from Harvard University come in on the last lesson. She has this book, Hardcore Skills. We've been able to buy the book for you guys. It's a digital book. It is going to help you a lot in terms of becoming professionals, earning money in the right professional way, and starting up your business. So you can take some time to read this book. We're going to make it available for you guys. We've just bought it recently. You can go learn about her on LinkedIn. She has a lot of popularity and a lot of experience. She's taking the grace of coming to us again on the last session. So the one on the 15th of May. So I'll share this book with you guys. She's also going to share like a form. She wants you guys to answer the form, to tell her what kind of questions you want to ask her. So she answers your questions about the workforce, et cetera, et cetera. So go through the book and try to get yourselves familiar with her work. And we'll post this for you guys next week on Monday or Tuesday. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, guys. Take care, guys. Have a
Okay,
good night.
thanks.
See you. Bye-bye. See you guys.
Thank you, Ma.
You're welcome. Have a good night, guys. You feel free to leave the classroom. I'll end it. Take care.